Okay guys, in this video we are working on the front bumper of this thing. The original bumper brackets are actually welded on the frame, so when they get folded up, which these were folded flat against the frame, we have to cut the old ones off and then either weld on or bolt on new ones. Now the aftermarket ones come with the bolt holes already ready to go, and you just really have to line them back up and get them in the right spot. So here's a little video of me cutting this brackets off. I've already done the other side. That video didn't come out, so sorry. This is the only side you get. It did take a little bit of work, and then I also found that one of the bolts was actually broke off on the tow hook. Probably from the accident, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it was solid before. So maybe it was cracked and it just didn't come loose until just now when I was messing with it. So we're going to do that, and then we'll move on to putting the brackets on. Don't roast me, but I goofed and took my measurements wrong. You'll see it in the video. We actually measured the space between the end of the frame rail to the factory brackets on another truck that was perfectly fine, not wrecked, which was that other silver truck, but it was a two-wheel drive, and this is a four-wheel drive. Now, I know the frame rails are a little different. I did not know the four-wheel drive frame rail was a little bit longer towards the front. About an inch or so was all the difference was. And maybe that's because this one was actually made, I think, in Canada, and the other one was in US. Or maybe it's just the difference in the four-wheel and the two-wheel. I haven't crawled into my other four-wheel drive to find out. So you'll see me putting the brackets up. I drill, and we end up using the riv nuts in the frame rail. I really like this idea. It's way better than putting a bolt all the way through and then having to do a crush sleeve and all that. So this is how we ended up doing this one. You'll see me do it obviously in the wrong spot, so I end up having to go back and redo these and move them back right at an inch based on my measurements. So once we get it on though, it looked great. So take a look at the video and see what you guys think. So these bumper brackets, they're aftermarket. They're bolt-on replacement brackets for after a crash, but they already have holes drilled in them. I think I paid $38 for the set on Amazon to get them here. They were super cheap. I had to shop around. Some of them were $38 just for one. I happened to find one that had both because I need both. And they went on super easy, super quick. Again, with the obvious problem with the bolts and me putting them in the wrong spot. So I've been trying to find the right lower valance for this truck. It's a four-wheel drive, fog lights, and tow hooks. So it's different. The two-wheel drives have a totally different, two-wheel drive without fog lights have a totally different valance here. So this one, I did find one at a storage yard. It's not the greatest. It's in rough shape, but it does have the fog light holes. It's off an Expedition. Expeditions, all of them have this style. They're even the same shape. They just either have the fog light holes or don't, and they have the tow hook holes or they don't. So this particular one has the fog light holes, but not the tow hook holes. Luckily, it's got the notches for it. So we're just going to cut them out. It's already damaged. It's not the greatest one, but it's the only one I've been able to find. I was spending 100 plus, 200 bucks. This one was super cheap. It's like 35 bucks or something. I don't remember. It wasn't expensive. It has the lip on it, the lower lip. Got a bunch of hardware with it and stuff. So I also grabbed a tow hook with it because it turns out one of the tow hook bolts was broke when I got in there. Didn't realize that. Somebody yanked on it. They were both pulled to the middle. It's kind of weird. So we're going to do that real quick. And then we'll probably take it back to the other place. We may try and do some polishing on this. I say polishing, some plastic restore, something like that. Just make it look a little better because it's got a lot of fade in it. It doesn't look real great. But we're gonna do that. I'm gonna get these tow hooks cut out, and then we got to get some hardware. We're gonna get some bolts off the old one, and then we'll get this one mounted up, and then get that bumper on. So ready to have the bumper on. It just looks, I've been driving it daily, trying to figure out all the problems with it. So I've been driving it daily. It's got a few other issues that we need to look at, but we're going to work on those. So let's get right to it. All right. Just make it real easy. It's just plastic, not going to hurt anything. We're going to take out, there's a little line here, right here. We're going to cut along this line, take out this section, and probably just cut it where it's got this lip. There's a tiny little bend right there where you can see where it was. So we're just going to use this. We're going to cut it out.
Yes, your line will go on that side. So just gonna take this, smooth it out a little. Alright, it's not horrible. Not great either. That's right.
All right, there we go. Doesn't look the greatest. We'll hit it with a little bit of, hit it with a file, a little rough file, fine file, something like that. And get it smoothed out just a little bit more, but rough cuts are done. That'll get it on the truck at least. It's covered in all kinds of stuff. But holes are cut. Okay, so we got everything I think we need now to get the bumper back together. So first thing we do is we're going to put the inserts on the bumper for the fog light mounts, and then we're going to put the fog lights on, and then double check all the inserts on the replacement plastic lower valance, get it all put together, and then get it on the truck. So I think we're going to time lapse on this one and just get moving on it. It's on. That's what matters. Don't look the greatest, but it looks okay. It looks great compared to what it used to look like. All right, now what's next?